Hey there, Kidney Warriors. It is Jen from Plant Powered Kidneys jumping on to let you know that we have a new article on the Plant Powered Kidneys website. If you haven't checked it out already, it is all about breakfast. We have over 16 breakfast ideas for you on the blog, so I will make sure that the link is included with this video that I'm sharing in the group here. But I also just kind of wanted to touch on some of the ideas and recommendations that I have given clients from before that I thought you might enjoy hearing about as well. So when we think about breakfast, it's really important. The common idea is it's the most important meal of the day, and it really truly is very important. It breaks our fast. It is what helps us get energy for the day because we use a lot of energy for the day. And when you have chronic kidney disease, the energy need actually amplifies a bit because our bodies are doing more things to work on taking care of the body through this chronic illness. So you actually have a very high energy need that you want to make sure you meet. And having a healthy breakfast, having something that provides you calories, healthy fat, yes, some protein, carbohydrates, all of those good things is going to be really, really helpful for your kidney health. I'm not going to get into a lot about like intermittent fasting or anything like that because while some people could benefit from intermittent fasting, it's not generally something that we recommend. We are much bigger fans of eating really good food, eating really well, nourishing the body so that it can do what it needs to do to take care of you. So with breakfast, let's talk a little bit about protein. There are plenty of protein options in our breakfast foods. Our whole grains provide protein. We also have protein sources like tofu, tempeh, even seitan. If you'd like using seitan, which is vital wheat gluten, it's like a flour that you can make into a protein substitute. You can do something like that. There are flours that you can even use as a plant substitute for something like omelets. So what I've done and recommended is a chickpea flour that you can whisk with water to make an omelet. It's very similar. It's almost like a thin pancake type of texture, but you can make an omelet using the chickpea flour. It's incredibly easy. Bob's Red Mill has chickpea flour. I actually have it in my pantry right now so that I can use it when I am craving something like an omelet. Just keep in mind that it does have protein, and with the protein, we do want to have protein in the diet, but if you have a protein limitation, you want to be mindful and not do too heavy on the protein. Now, if you're on dialysis, you have a higher protein need, so that could be very different for you. And that's why, one of the reasons why CKD is very individualized and recommendations are all over the place based on the individual, not just the stage or situation. It comes down to the actual person. So protein is something that you can include and should include some in your breakfast. Just be careful not to go too crazy. Don't worry about supplementing unless you've been directed to supplement protein. Another consideration is phosphorus, and there are natural sources of phosphorus that we're definitely okay with having because those natural sources don't get absorbed the same way that the additives do, that the phosphate additives get absorbed. So the best thing to do here is read the ingredient list for whatever you're using. Breakfast foods, particularly pancake mixes, waffle mixes, baked goods, can have phosphates. So those are important to keep an eye out. Cereals can have phosphorus or phosphate additives. So check your cereal labels, which also reminds me, we do have a full article on the website about cereals specifically. So if you want to check that out as well, we have a ton of cereals that we recommend and some that we warn about too. So you can check out that article as well that dives into the other kind of side for breakfast. So phosphorus, check those labels. The other thing too, potassium. Now potassium, we really focus on fruits and vegetables. So if you're on a potassium restriction directed by your healthcare team, just focus on low potassium fruits and vegetables. And in the blog, we do cover some recommendations and some ideas of how you can have fruits and vegetables with your breakfast that still fit a low potassium guideline. If you don't have a potassium restriction, then you can do many other options, and fruits and vegetables at breakfast, whether you want to go sweet with fruit or if you want to go savory with vegetables, mix it up. these provide such great nutrients beyond just the potassium. We get fiber, we get other micronutrients like magnesium, even calcium. It is incredibly important to give these nutrients to our bodies so that they can help take care of our kidneys. If we do not eat enough, if we do not get enough nutrients, it's going to make it that much harder for our body and for our kidneys to do what they're trying to do, which is keep us healthy. So keep in mind the potassium, and then also keep in mind sodium. Now, if you're looking for some grab and go options when it comes to your breakfast, just be aware that the sodium can be higher, and there can be some really great grab and go breakfast options. I mean, cereal, just like I was talking about. That's an example of one. But be careful if you're doing it too frequently, or if you're getting too much sodium throughout the day. Breakfast, the thing that comes to mind for me is toast or bagels or something like that, and bread products can be very high in sodium. So you want to be really careful with those things in the morning. It's not that you can't have them, but it can take a little bit of time in the grocery store, or if you're shopping online, to just check the labels and pick the ones that are lower in sodium so that you feel better about your choices too. And that way you can enjoy it more as well. And that's always a big plus, is to enjoy the food that we're eating so that it's nourishing us, it's taking care of the kidneys, it's still helping us towards that goal of protecting kidney health, and we're not left with regret or oh well or any of those kind of nasty feelings. So pay attention to the sodium on the labels for certain ready-made breakfast items, including those bakery items. And then finally, don't forget about other seasonings and other herbs and flavors that you can add into your dish. Whether you're doing something sweet like oatmeal with fruit, you can use cinnamon and nutmeg that add a nice warm flavor. Or if you go savory, you can add garlic, you can add onion powder, you can add curry powder. You can add a ton of different flavors to amplify the dish without causing problems elsewhere for the kidney. So be sure to think about those herbs and citruses, vinegars even, that can provide a lot of flavor without the extra sodium. So all that being said, I would love for you to check out our latest article that dives into a lot of these different ideas, and we cover some specific recipe ideas for you for breakfast, and let us know what you think about that. We have more information always coming, and don't forget to let us know what else you're looking for in our weekly Q&As so we continue to answer and support you as you're focusing on your kidney health.